This is your brain at peace. This is your brain when it's overthinking. Thoughts go around in circles, creating a turbulent mental environment that's hard to see through. I'm sure you can relate. But if you can believe it, like the water, our minds can also return to a state of calm and clarity, with a little help. Overthinking is just thoughts that come back over and over and over again. These thoughts are usually images or sounds that are repetitive, annoying, and things that we don't necessarily want to have in our brains. And one simple way that we can overcome overthinking is by becoming mindfully aware. You might be thinking that is easier said than done. Or maybe you're wondering, what exactly does being mindfully aware entail? The first step towards becoming mindfully aware is creating a physical distance between yourself, the thoughts that you want to have, and the thoughts that keep creeping in that you don't want to be thinking about. One way to do this is by meditating. I'm sure that you've heard this many times before. You can also do breath work, which is breathing intentionally, focusing on your breath, going in and out, and only that. Something that I have been doing for many years now is when I step into a meditative state, I think about a creek flowing in front of me. And whenever a thought creeps in that I don't necessarily want to have in that moment, I picture it being on a leaf that is floating on that creek. And because this creek is just flowing water, then I allow that thought to live on the leaf and let it float past me until it's gone and out of my sight. So when you are trying to stop these thoughts, it's not very productive to tell yourself to stop thinking, because that is near impossible to do. Instead, accept that these thoughts might enter your system when you don't want them. Accept that they exist. Allow them to come in and allow them to exit. Allowing yourself to let go of those thoughts. And having some kind of physical representation where you can separate those thoughts and manifest them in a physical form, like I do with the leaf on the creek, is a very simple way to distance yourself and allow those thoughts to leave your mind. It can be anything from the leaf on the creek to clouds in the sky passing by to cars driving on a highway. Whatever resonates the best with you and is something that relaxes you and allows you to focus. A lot of the times when these thoughts come in, they're not necessarily fact or truths. A lot of the times they're worries, like thinking, well, if I post this video, then maybe nobody will watch it. Or if I do this one project, what if everybody hates it? Or what if it causes me to lose my job? These are all normal thoughts. These are intrusive thoughts, but they don't have to become truths. They don't have to become reality if you don't want them to. Don't allow these intrusive thoughts to take over your day and control how you live out the rest of your day. This kind of thing allows us to live in the present moment, which is very important when you are trying to harness that mindful awareness. Being in the here and now is so important towards overcoming that overthinking that is stagnating our creative process, our life, and our well-being. Something that I think is very helpful in living in the present moment is thinking about the things that are in my immediate control. For example, something that I am striving for is growing this YouTube channel. So if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. But also, something that is in my immediate control is making and creating videos, right? Something that is not in my control is how many people are going to watch it, how many people are going to comment on my videos, how quickly I gain subscribers. A practical exercise you can do to become more present and to exercise that muscle for being in the here and now is set aside time to observe your surroundings. So you can pick an item or a few items that you focus on intently. Start to observe it as much as possible. If it's something that has fabric, look at the texture of the fabric, feel the fabric, maybe smell it, maybe even put it up to your ears, see if there's any sounds that you hear, because even silence has a sound. When you do this exercise, you start to notice things better. You are improving the ability to notice things and to be fully present. And part of noticing things around you is also accepting the things that are around you without judgment, without trying to change them, without trying to fix them. And yeah, some things do require change or require fixing, but it's not something that needs to happen right away. And the best part about all of this is that it is so freeing because you let go of everything and you don't have to solve everything. You are no longer carrying this weight on your shoulders of trying to fix everything. This requires a little bit of work because a lot of people have a hard time to accept things the way that they are. So a way that you can strengthen this muscle is by going to a place or being in a place where you are surrounded by noise, listening to the sounds that are around you and not creating a story around them, not deciding in which direction they should go or trying to change them or turn them off, but allowing yourself to listen to those sounds, accepting that those sounds are there, and just living in that moment where you are surrounded by this noise. Obviously, don't do this when you have other stuff to do. Take aside some time to do these exercises intentionally, because that is when you're going to put the most focus into them and you are going to reap the most benefits. In doing these kinds of exercises that I mentioned in this video, help you to shift your focus from the thoughts that you're having, the thoughts that are creeping in, that overthinking, and places it in whatever thing you are focusing on. Overall, the simplest way to overcome overthinking is by becoming better at being present and improving your mindful awareness. Overthinking can be such a bugger. It can get in the way of our personal lives, our work lives, and our productivity. And sometimes the simplest solution, like becoming more present, can be the thing that gets us from point A to point B where we want to be. That rhymes, that was cool. So if you want to know a simple way that you can increase your productivity, then check out this video. I've also put a link in the description and in the comments below. I hope that this video was helpful for you in some way and that you can get better at overthinking a little bit less. For now, I'm gonna go. So I will see you when I see you.